Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. So some strange comments from Max Kellerman, who claims that Deontay Wilder could be getting in excess of 7 million to step aside for AJ versus Fury. Now that is heavily dependent on whether he has a contract for the third fight, which he did have because he activated the rematch clause after the second fight, but still, there were situations following that meant that Deontay Wilder could not get Tyson Fury back in the ring, because in fact it was Tyson Fury who was trying to get Deontay Wilder back in the ring. So there was a situation where the fight was scheduled for July, then that didn't happen due to an injury on Deontay Wilder's part, then in October the fight should have happened, but again it didn't due to a force majeure, and they didn't want to fight without a crowd, so moved to December, but the fight still did not happen, and that meant that the contract had expired. We've heard this many times, but what we haven't heard is that Deontay Wilder could be getting some step-aside money. Now this is not official, it's an opinion of Max Kellerman. And this is what he had to say with regards to Deontay Wilder possibly getting an opportunity to get step-aside money and wait for his opportunity. This is what he said. Don't look too much into the contracts because Deontay Wilder has got to get paid to step aside. When you get step-aside money when you're next with a contract, it ain't 100 grand. It's $5 to $10 million, so Deontay Wilder is getting money for just waiting. So there we go, those are the comments made by Max Kellerman. Now, obviously, as I said previously, this is an opinion, it's not necessarily 100% true. He doesn't know what is going on behind the scenes any more than what we do. So, is there a possibility that Wilder is getting step-aside money for this fight? Yes, there is a possibility, but we haven't heard about it. What we have heard from Bob Arum and Tyson Fury is that the contract has expired and they are free to move on and fight whoever they want, and their preferred choice is Anthony Joshua for Undisputed. Now, of course, what could be the possible reason for us to believe that Wilder gets a step-aside money is because Tyson Fury recently spoke about things going on behind the scenes, things that were out of his control with regards to contracts, because he even explained before we were told that this deal was signed for Undisputed that he could still fight Deontay Wilder next, and things going on behind the scenes could mean he has to. So perhaps we are not being told the full picture by Bob Arum and Tyson Fury. In fact, we're not going to be anyway. They're going to tell us what they want us to know, not the nitty gritty. Those things will be kept under wrap, although Tyson Fury has previously explained. Not much to go on because Tyson Fury does change his mind a lot, and he even said when he tells the truth people don't believe him, when he doesn't people still don't believe him, so he just sometimes tells the truth or sometimes he doesn't, depending on what mood he is in. But he did say he would not pay Deontay Wilder a single dime to step aside, he would rather beat him up in the ring once again. So if that is anything to go by, which is not a lot because obviously as I said, Fury does change his mind, but I do believe that he would rather fight him than pay him step-aside money, and we do know the situation with the contract, at least as much as they have told us with regards to it expiring, so that means that they are free to go and fight AJ. They did say that lawyers have looked over the contract, Bob Arum explained that, and so did Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury was guaranteed that he was free to go and fight Anthony Joshua should he want to do that, and Wilder had no hold over him, so the contract had expired. Wilder had every opportunity to get Tyson Fury back in the ring, but did not take that opportunity. So given the information we currently have, I don't see how Deontay Wilder is getting any step-aside money for waiting for Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury to fight, and there is definitely going to be no guarantee that he gets to fight the winner, because that would then be involved with the Undisputed plan, because what happens if AJ beats Fury twice, or even if Tyson Fury wins the first one and say AJ wins the second one, does he then get a crack at AJ, or is he still contracted to have a rematch with Tyson Fury? So if there was money being paid to Wilder to step aside, he would be involved in Undisputed in some way or another, because he would then be guaranteed a first crack at whoever wins. So it's not just about the step-aside money, it's also about the opportunity, because otherwise why would they pay him off? Would they pay him off to not have his opportunity at all? Probably not. They would pay him just to step aside. Then he would get the chance to fight the winner of Undisputed. And as far as we know, that is not happening. So therefore, he is not being paid step-aside money because he is not a part of the Undisputed deal. Otherwise, Eddie Hearn would have spoken about it. Because we all know if Wilder was a part of this, Eddie Hearn would not keep it quiet. That is definitely guaranteed. He would say something, and nothing has come out, so therefore, why would they be paying him to step aside? Step aside for what? So that he gets what opportunity? That is the big thing when thinking about whether he gets this step aside money or not. I don't believe he does, but Max Kellerman seems to believe it differently. Guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also leave a like and grab that subscribe button. Thanks guys.